Today's morning power up call. This is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a quick, simple one. Now, I teach you guys a lot of the concepts. I teach you guys about marketing. I teach you guys about copywriting, how to research, how to use AI, all that cool stuff. None of that matters at all if you can't manage your time. If you can't manage your day, if you can't schedule out your tasks and get things done, if you can't actually put your time and energy into the important tasks, it doesn't matter that you know what you're doing, right? To go back to our eternal bear metaphor, it doesn't matter if you can point the gun to the bear unless you pull the trigger and actually send that bullet down range, nothing's going to happen. Same thing is with time, right? You have to learn how to manage your time, and you have to get really, really good and disciplined at understanding how to manage your time and how to use your time. This is probably one of the most important skills outside of copywriting, outside of anything. One of the most important skills you're going to learn and develop inside of the real world, and it's extremely crucial. I look at the people that I've seen who have succeeded. I look at myself. All of our successes can be traced back to how we invested our time and energy. So, what I'm going to be helping you guys with today is underrated. This is something that most people don't pay attention to and don't honestly have the balls to step up and actually do in their own life. So you have to understand how important this is before we dive in. Now, quick announcements. We have our live copy review call today. That's going to happen later this afternoon. I'll be announcing the winners right after this call. We just finished the second AI challenge in the Chaos Week, which has been extended because Chaos Week is fun. And I started a new challenge inside of the Improve Your Marketing IQ to help you guys understand markets and understand successful businesses so that you can take that information, either turn around and help other businesses, land that top business as a client, or launch your own business. So if you haven't checked that out, go to the Improve Your Marketing IQ channel and dive into that challenge. It's one of the pinned messages. If you're still in the boot camp, you need to hurry up and get through the boot camp so you can get to those fun challenges we're doing inside of Chaos Week, because that's where it starts to get really fun inside the campus. So we've got that all wrapped up. Let's move back to time management. So I said in the title of this, there are 3 levels to time management. Once you understand that's important, once you understand that it's like one of the giant foundational skills you need to be successful as an entrepreneur, as a guy who runs and builds his own business and is successful as a freelancer and then moves on to business ownership. Once you understand how absolutely crucial it is, we can start talking about how you actually move up the ranks. Let's say, I think there are about 3 levels. There's probably like 4 or 5, but like for simplicity's sake, let's say that there's actually 3 levels of time management. And I'm going to help you learn how to identify where you are and how to move up to the highest level, right, of time management so that you can get the most out of your day and then get the most out of your life. So step 1, once you wake up from the fog, I guess let's start with like step 0. Step 0 is you wake up and you just like sit there and you figure out, you say, what should I do right now? And you spend some time thinking and some mental energy thinking, and then you come up with an answer, probably wrong, and you sit there and start doing some stuff, right? That's level 0. That's what most people do, and that is the path of least resistance, and it's guaranteed to take you nowhere you want. It's comfort zone central. Nothing beneficial has ever happened to you inside of the comfort zone, and nothing ever will. So you have to leave that behind. Step number 1 is the first level of time management is before you go to sleep each day, you sit down and you create a list of the things you're going to do the next day. You come up with a checklist. You come up with a list of important tasks that you must get done. That's step number 1. Now, all of you guys should be able to do that extremely easily. You should have done it last night. If you didn't do it last night, you can do it right now. Right after this call ends, you can stop, write out some time, like create a list. I made it really easy for you guys by giving you a starter list with that daily checklist of the key tasks you should be doing each day. Obviously, you can adjust the number of outreaches to match your current style. You can adjust maybe how you do some of those other things in order to, like, let's say you only have 2 hours a day. You need to adjust some of those things. But everybody, if you've got 3+ hours a day to work on this, you should be able to get everything done on your daily checklist, all of those tasks. So I've kind of made it easy for you. But level 1 is just having a list, just deciding the day before what you're going to do, right? Or deciding before you actually get to the time how you're going to invest that time. That's easy. That's honestly, but it's a huge leap forward from just sitting there like waking up and be like, what am I going to do today? I don't know. What should I do? I don't know. It's a huge leap forward. It's a quantum leap forward, right? So just simply creating a list the night before of the things you need to do the next day. That's level 1. Extremely basic, extremely important. So go and take care of that. Like it's extremely important. Ask yourself honestly, do I have a list for today? Right? Do I have a list for the rest of my day? If you don't, that means you messed up yesterday and you need to fix it right now. Create a list. And before you let yourself go to sleep tonight, create a list for the next day. I don't let myself go to sleep until I have personally created a list for the next day. That's step number one, level number one. A level 1 guy is going to get 10 times more done than a level 0 guy. So if you're not a level 1 already, get to level 1. It should take you 5 minutes today. Got to make it a habit. The next one, level 2. Once you go from just making a list, this is the next step. This is where it starts to get crazy. Instead of just making a list, actually sit down on a calendar app and book out your time to accomplish those things on your list. Now, this is going to do some major benefits over just having a list. If you actually book the time out on your calendar, one, it's going to ensure that you actually plan for when you're going to do that. It's one thing to have a giant list, but then the next day things happen and this happens here and you have this urge to go there and you hear about this or this thing happens, like it'll shift your actual ability to execute that. And if you just make a list, maybe you only get 2 or 3 things done on that list, right? However, if you, the day before, when you sit down, you make the list and then you go pull up your calendar and block out actual time on your calendar to do each of those things, it's going to increase the likelihood of you actually doing it. It's also going to give you the ability to take advantage of what I like to call, what is called by everyone, Parkinson's law. Now, if you are familiar with Parkinson's law, it essentially is this: the human time, like time to complete a task, will expand to fit whatever container you give it, right? So if you have a deadline for completing a task, it's going to take you like until that deadline. If you shorten the deadline, chances are you can still get it done at that point, right? If you actually block out time, you say, okay, for these 1.5 hours, I'm going to do detailed prospecting and outreach, right? Then it's going to force you to do your task inside of that time. You don't actually, you don't let yourself run over. You just do what you can do in that time. And once you're done, and you move on to the next thing. What it does is it forces you to compress the amount of, to remove a lot of waste of time and get things done quickly and efficiently. And so that you can then move on to the next task and the next task. Because if not, you'll sit there and say, okay, I need to prospect. And you'll sit there, and then it'll take a little bit longer and then a little bit longer. The next thing you know, you haven't done anything to improve your marketing IQ. You haven't actually reviewed or OODA looped anything. You just let your time expand to fill this giant, unending container for your time. You have to force yourself to have constraints on your time so that you can get the most done effectively. That means that sometimes you're not going to get everything done you need to in that time, and that's okay. The actual compression of that is way more important, right? I mean, there should be some flexibility in your time, but if you give yourself a container and you look at your calendar and say, okay, for the next hour and a half, I'm reaching out to as many people. My target is 4. Boom, you sit there and go for it. You're going to get way more done and you'll be way more efficient in that time. This is also you're going to have to learn how to start budgeting your time, right? If you create a giant list of things to do, but then you don't have the time to do it, you're going to have to edit your list because you only have so much time available in your day. You're going to have to be intelligent. It's going to force you to not bite off more than you can chew in a day. And it's also going to force you to get way more done in a specific time period than you could before. So that is level 2, not just having a list, but actually budgeting out the time on your calendar for the task you need to do. Now, you can do this one day in advance. You can do some of these. You can book out some of the stuff several days in advance. I have my days booked out about 3 or 4 days in advance. I have everything detailed, basically to like the 10-minute level of what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it. So, and there is some flexibility. It does change, but having that practice gives me the ability to tap into Parkinson's law, and it gives me a huge advantage over just having a list of things I'd like to do the next day. It's like, no, I know what I'm going to do next day. I know when I'm going to do it, and I know how I'm going to do it. And when I sit there in the time, it gives me the most benefit possible because I can take advantage of Parkinson's law. So that is step 2. I would bet very few of you guys are at step 2 or level 2. I think very few of you guys actually have that discipline. And I want as many of you as possible to move to step 2 within the next hour of this call. Like, everyone should be able to advance to level 2 within the next hour of this call easily. So if you truly want to be successful, you need to get at least level 2. Now, let's talk about level 3. So once you've gotten to the habit of creating a list each day before you go to bed and actually budgeting out your time for the next day, right? We move into level 3. Level 3 is about optimization. Now we're going to be able to start directing our time to the correct tasks that are going to give us the most leverage, the highest impact for the shortest amount of time, right? This is where you start to think about, how can I improve my focus hour by hour during my time? Okay, rectangle challenge. I'm going to take my phone, I'm going to put it in the other room, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work during this time. That's a huge step forward, right? And making sure that you're spending the right amount of time on your health and fitness, getting up and doing push-ups and stuff like that to enhance your mental capacity. That's where we start getting into that level 3. Level 1, if you geek around about this stuff, it's not nearly as helpful as if you wait until you're at level 3, because It's kind of like when you're driving in the snow and you start to slide. The first thing you have to do is point the wheels toward the slide, so then you can then take advantage of it. Because if you point in the wrong direction, you'll never have traction, never be able to steer, right? You first have to get control of the slide before you can then change it, right? It's like if you had a horse, you can't really drive the horse until you put a bridle on it, right? Level 1 and level 2 is about putting a bridle on it. Then you can actually use your time more effectively. This is about level 3 is about picking the tasks that are going to have the highest benefit for you, right? This is where you really get the opportunity to do things that will increase and improve your marketing IQ. I can't stress this enough. Having and investing time in sharpening your sword and sharpening your tools and improving your marketing IQ will greatly benefit all of the rest of the time you spend on any other tasks. So if you're ignoring it because you aren't at level 1 or level 2 yet, you need to, at once the point you get to level 2, move into level 3 and start investing your time. That there's a reason those things are on the daily checklist. It's so you can improve your abilities, and it will massively benefit all the rest of your time downstream, right? You need to make sure you are investing time in doing that. And that happens and can only really happen when you've got in control of your time and you're at level 3. The other thing you need to do is you need to start looking at how you are spending your time and find ways to rapidly, massively improve it through the resources that you have, right? How can I use the content that I have inside of the real world to improve the speed at which I spend this time? Oh, you mean instead of searching all day long for something off the tab in my swipe file, I can just use the existing swipe file and just dive into that? Perfect, right? Oh, I'm running into this problem. I'm going to spend either the 6 hours brainstorming it, or I can spend 15 minutes coming in with a detailed question following the how to ask question guide from the course, ask it to Andrew, and he can answer it to me probably within about 2 hours because, yeah, this is usually when he answers his questions. Boom. You need to start looking for ways you can use existing resources to massively speed up your actual time so that your time is magnified because you're taking advantage of my time. You're taking advantage of other time, like the time I use to create different things in the program, etc. Another powerful way that you can tap into leverage, I mean, short of like outsourcing stuff and like paying people on Fiverr to do certain things in your life, which is difficult. You got to make sure that you're managing quality, which is something you aren't really ready for until you've been in level 3 for some time. But one thing that you can do to massively speed up and tap into the principle of leverage once you're in level 3 is start to use AI more, right? Learn how to use ChatGPT, learn how to use those other tools to massively speed up your production, massively speed up different parts of your time. That's what we did in the AI challenge. That's what I have in the How to Use AI to Conquer the World mini course that's inside of the program. That's what I point you guys to whenever you come into the Ask Professor Andrew and are worried about AI like destroying copywriters. There's a section in the frequently asked questions that shows you how to start using AI. Find ways, once you're at level 3, to massively use AI to speed up and improve what you're doing so you can tap into the power of leverage. So then what took you to 4 hours in the past to do, you can do in 1. And then you can invest those other 3 hours in improving your marketing IQ and doubling down on the things that are going to make you special as a human copywriter, right? That's what happens at level 3. Level 3 is extremely important, and it's going to take you guys some time to get into level 3 and to master level 3. And sure, there's some advanced stuff that happens after that once you start building a team, once you start bringing on employees, and we can talk about that, but I don't think anybody on this call is at that stage. So right now, I want you guys to look at your current life. Ask yourself, at what level am I at? Am I a level 1? Am I level 0? Am I level 1? Am I level 2? Or am I a level 3 time like expert at managing my own time? Ask yourself this. Put the number in the chat. Put the number that you're actually at right now. Be honest and take a close look at your life and how you are currently managing your most important resource, which is your time and your energy. And like, tell me in the chat, 1, 2, or 3, where are you at currently right now? Or 0. If you're at 0, be honest and say you're at 0. 1.5. I like this. 2, 2, 1. 1 going to 2 today. 1, 2. Yeah, okay. 2, 1. Perfect. Every one of you should be able to bump into the next level by the end of the day, right? You should be able to, within probably the next 5 minutes, especially if you're at 0 or 1, you should be able to bump into at least level 2. Level 2 is extremely easy for everyone to maintain, right? Once you're at level 2, then take some time, and it's built into the daily checklist. Take some time each day to analyze how you're spending your time and find ways to improve it. Analyze the work you did that day and find ways to improve it. Everyone should be able to get into like level 3 by the end of like 2 or 3 days. So if you're level 0 right now, focus on getting to level 1. If you're level 1, focus on getting to level 2. If you're level 2, time to step up and play the game at level 3. How you manage your time is going to determine what you get in this world, right? When you look at people who have achieved a certain level of success at a certain age, like look around, you have to realize there are multi-millionaires that have your same age. I don't care how old you are. If you're 17, 16, I know multi-millionaires at your age. They have managed their time better than you. right? I know people that are my age that have done better than me. They have managed their time better than me. I'm actively looking for ways to improve my own management of my time all the time because I know how important it is, right? If I ever want to reach that billionaire status, I'm gonna have to start managing my time like a billionaire. And you guys need to work your way up through those levels as well. If you want to achieve a certain level of success, there's a certain level of aptitude and discipline that comes from managing and investing your time to get there. You need to sit down and actually understand, how am I going to achieve this? I've given you guys a huge step forward by giving you guys a daily checklist inside of the campus. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a channel inside of the general section called Daily Checklist. And no matter where you are at your stage inside of the copywriting journey, I give you a sort of starter daily checklist, things that you should do every day to maximize your marketing IQ, maximize your output, maximize your chances of landing a client. So start with that. Understand time management is key. Once you have all these cool tactics and cool ideas, it's up to you to actually be disciplined and sit down and do it. But that just really depends on how much you actually truly want to be successful, how important it is for you. If you pick important tasks, important purposes, if you have a strong why, you should be able to bust through all that stuff, but you have to be able to direct it well through these time management principles. So, my friends, take some time. I want you guys to all decide that you are going to become expert managers and investors of your own time. I mean, only if you want to be successful, only if you want to be happy, only if you want to have the resources and freedom you need to build the kind of life that gives you freedom and gives you an ability to make a difference in the world in a positive light. Only if you care about that, then go manage your time. If not, fine. Go sit around, wake up, do whatever you want, stay at level 0 forever, and just enjoy the moment by moment time. My friends, it's been a fun call. It's been a good time to talk. I will talk with you guys in a matter of hours for our copy review call. I'll have more information about that in the announcements channel in the next 10 to 15 minutes. I'll talk with you guys later. It's been a good one. I will talk with you on tomorrow's morning power call about something equally as important as managing your time. Take care, guys.